me, or is the way Charlie Kirk was taken out and the response of the world a foreshadowing of the two witnesses of how they were taken out and the world's response, how Revelation 11 says that the people rejoiced, they celebrated, and they sent each other gifts. I could never fathom that chapter. It seems so foreign until now. It never happened with JFK. It never happened with Martin Luther King. It never happened with Lincoln. The list goes on. No one on U.S. soil massively has never openly celebrated the taking out of a born-again Christian who fought for the glory of God, like Charlie Kirk, and it was celebrated. Even amongst those who say they're Christians. This makes no sense. Come on now. These are the times we're living in. I don't know. You tell me, comment below. Tell me if this seems like a reflection, a foreshadowing of what will happen with the two witnesses. I've never seen it before. You tell me.
Of course, you've never seen it before. And of course, you actually do not know your Bible, and you demonstrate how Christians make comments about their Bible, try to draw comparisons, but yet do not understand nor read their Bible. You've never seen it before because you're like 20 something. Being 53, although I wasn't alive when Dr. King was assassinated, the remnants of Dr. King's assassination was still very palpable in the Atlanta area all the way up through the 80s and 90s, to the degree where there were people who fought hard against Dr. King being celebrated as a national holiday. That most of the people who fought hard against it were Christians. Those people, there was also, if you, all it takes is some looking, and you will be able to see people celebrating, especially here in the South. Well, still in the South, in Texas, but people in the South celebrating the death of Dr. Martin Luther King, thinking that he was a person that needed to be assassinated, that he was a troublemaker, a rabble rouser. And there were many celebrations towards his death, and items that belonged to him or belonged to the so-called assassin. These things were given as gifts. And this often happened any other time. When Medgar Evers was killed, the tools that was used to kill him, those were given away as gifts by the magistrates in that town and city. So to say that you've never seen this, yeah, you are too young to have seen any of it. But all it takes is a little bit of research, and you'll be able to know that there were plenty of people who gave gifts and plenty of people who celebrated at the death of Dr. King, at the death of Medgar Evers. But I can see that you are a young Black woman who has never really studied your own history, and therefore you wouldn't know these things. Now, what you've been, and let me remind you, almost everybody in the country, most of the people in the country during that time frame were Christian. So when you are speaking of Revelations 11 and dealings with the two witnesses, it's obvious that you've never read your book. You see, according to your book in Revelations, it says that when the two witnesses are killed, they'll be killed by the beast from the abyss. This beast is also known as the Antichrist. This beast is the one who will be the one world ruler. This beast is the one who will form one world religion. So are you saying that Tyler Robinson is the beast? Now, it is also said in Revelations that when these two witnesses are killed, they will be killed in the great city. They'll be killed in Jerusalem. Are you saying that in Utah, that's Jerusalem? It is also said that when they are killed, their bodies will lay out in the sun for 3.5 days because they will not be allowed to bury them. Are you saying that Charlie Kirk's body for 3.5 days lied in the sun on campus? Is that what you're saying? Because that didn't happen. And now there was an earthquake, and it says that there will be an earthquake. You can grab hold of that. Except that it said that a great earthquake will happen in a great city, which would be in Jerusalem, but it happened in Utah. But it also says that this earthquake will kill 7,000 people. And as of right now, I haven't seen one death reported based on that earthquake happening in Utah. So it doesn't necessarily fit now, does it? Kind of lose on that one too. You see, this is the crazy thing about the delusion of Christianity. The delusion of Christianity, in any religion actually, is that they try to take almost any event that happened that they pertain to themselves as being a great fighter of Jesus or a great sign of this God, and say that this happened because this God has deemed it so because of the wickedness. Oh, Katrina happened because of the wickedness of New Orleans, and they were the modern day Sodom. Yet Hurricanes run through that area almost every year. So no, it's a natural phenomenon that we can track, that we can uh, hypothesize as to when it's going to happen, where it's going to happen, where they're going to go. But we know that hurricanes happen every year. Right now, we are in hurricane season. So I can make the prediction that a hurricane is going to come up into the Gulf and maybe hit Houston or New Orleans or somewhere else in the Gulf, Tampa or Miami. Wouldn't be a hard thing to predict now, would it? So these things that Christians like to grasp hold of and think that these are revelations from God are just natural events. Because the people who made up this God didn't understand natural events. They began to say that, oh, this is why this natural event is happening is because of some God, not because of nature. And then when things happen within their kingdom, they win a battle, lose a battle, win a war, lose a war. They're being put in slavery or they're conquering another nation. Their God is for them when things are going well. Their God is against them when things are going bad. Oh, we need to supply ourselves to this God even more so because we're in captivity because we must be doing something wrong. Oh, we are praising this God correctly. So that's why we have all this bounty. So we must be doing something right. America grew into this nation that it is, and it is one of the strongest nations in the world. Oh, God must be on this country's side. Oh, this country is in failure. God must not be on their side. Let's excuse all the time frames that other nations did other things to make those other nations fall apart. For instance, Zimbabwe and other Zimbabwe is another country I was thinking about, not Zimbabwe, but it's right there near it. They have some of the largest diamond caches in the world. Africa in itself, as a continent, not a country, have some of the largest diamond caches in the world. But yet they do not benefit from those. Who does? The De Beers Company, a European company, came in, took hold of all the diamond mines, and now they have been for the last 80 years controlling the output of diamonds and the value of diamonds in the world, while the country that actually produces them does not get the benefit of them. Is that God, or is that the greed of man that cripples some of these countries? Is Congo one of the most mineral rich countries in the world? Are they being punished by God, or is it being crippled by man? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm laying down? This whole deal with Charlie Kirk representing the two witnesses as a foreshadowing is so much of a reach. And this is how desperate Christians are to validate their religion, is that they will place any and everything within the framework of their religion in order to justify their religion, because they know damn well they can't prove not one person in the Bible prior to Hezekiah. Prior to Hezekiah, you can't prove one person existed. And without Moses, without Noah, without Abraham, without Adam, your entire Bible falls apart because everything else is predicated on that. So you can keep wishing, you can keep hoping. But there was absolutely nothing about the tragedy of the death that occurred in Utah that is any indication that your Bible is true, or that is a foreshadowing or personification of your Bible. But hey, delusional people make delusional claims. And the saddest part about this one is that you are a person who doesn't even know the history of the people that you look like you represent, because that is all you do. You look like, but you are not like the people you represent. So you have a great day, and everyone else has a great day. And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.